Alright, so taping a hockey stick takes time. There's a lot of different preferences on how to tape a hockey stick, and over the past years, learning to tape a hockey stick isn't the easiest task. Now, taping a hockey stick takes time, and until you figure out your own routine, figuring out whether to tape the bottom of the blade comes first. Once you figure out your routine, start the process of taping your stick. Now, some people like to use black tape and others like to use white tape. Most people say that the goalie can see the puck easily if you have white tape. I usually use black tape because it's just a personal preference for me. Now, there are a lot of different ways to tape a hockey stick, and you can just start from heel to toe or toe to heel. I like to start from the heel to toe. There's other players that will only tape the last of the toe and leave the heel bare. Some NHL players will only tape 2 strips along the blade and leave the bottom with no tape. I like to make it simple and tape my whole blade easily around and around. So not all players like to start at the heel because it's not the professional way, but I prefer starting at the heel. Taping the blade correctly is the most important part of the stick. Now, if you've ever tried to play hockey without tape on your stick, you will notice that the puck comes off easily because there's no grip. So your tape is your grip for your stick. Now, if you're trying to stick handle, shoot, it feels very uncomfortable, as well as it's just harder to play. So right now, I'm holding my stick, and I already taped my stick before, and I ran out of tape. So I will just show you what I do. And so right now, when you hold the tape, you hold the tape through the hole and focus on the blade. So I focus here. This is my first starting point. Now, if you'll notice, when I tape my stick, I have it, there's half and half, like half, it's just, I focus and I overlap. I overlap as I spiral the tape down towards the toe. And some players stop in the middle and end up having no grip at the heel. Now basically I like, once I have finished covering my stick, I like to take the pair of scissors, cut it, or just rip it, whatever one you like to use. I personally use scissors because it makes it more neater at the end and it'll stick nicer so you don't have tape just hanging out. Now I also take wax and or a puck and run it down to smooth the edges on both the front and the back of the stick, including the blade, just to make sure it's perfectly flat. Also, there you have your stick taped, and if it's not perfect, I usually redo it just because it messes my game up. So meanwhile, some players who are high professional like to tape their tape up here because they get slashes or because they just play better with it. I personally keep it simple, just like this. This is how I play, and if I switch it up, I can't play as well if I switch it up. It would also drive my OCD crazy when I'm on the ice. I just look at my stick and I'm like, this isn't right. Now, hockey's already challenging enough, so I just don't want to make it more complicated for myself. So luckily I have been playing hockey long enough to remember how I like to tape my stick. Having your own routine makes it easier. I prefer starting from heel to toe, and I don't forget to wax or use a puck to flatten out the surface. Now, over the years, learning to tape a hockey stick wasn't the easiest task, and once you get good at it, you can tape a stick in minutes.